Hey guys, and welcome to my channel and to this video. This one is going to be slightly different than my ordinary videos. It's not going to be a really tutorial. First disclaimer, I want to say that this video is sponsored by Domestika. So having said that, I do want to present to you a few classes in watercolors and one in sketching. I went through all of those courses myself and try to do a finished project, which you will see a little bit later on. So first one is a portrait sketchbooking, explore the human face from Gabriela Niko. Second one is a watercolor portrait from a photo by Barrios. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. And third one, illustrated portrait in watercolor course by Santos. Let's dive just a little bit deeper into those courses. First one, portrait sketchbooking from Gabriela Niko. This course is about sketching, all about the sketching the portraits. With Gabriela, you will go through the sketching, drawing, eyes, nose, mouth, and also the entire face, female and male face. I really do love that class because she just shows her thinking process, also how she changes her mind, how everything is not really a formula, but you just follow your instinct and make the decisions as you go. That is basically how I work, how I do my art. I do have a basic plan, but in the process, I'm just changing my mind and looking how I would do this and that. And that's also an awesome learning process because you can hear her thoughts, her ideas, and maybe just from all of those, create your own and make that portrait sketching and that portrait your own. Second course was watercolor portrait from a photo by Barrios, and as I said, that's again a portrait painting, but this time it is a painting with watercolors. She goes through the sketching process also, but not in so many details. She's not so much focused on the sketching and actually on drawing a face, but a little bit less on that, a little bit more on watercolors. But don't get me wrong, you will get through the entire process of making a sketch, preparations for your watercolors. So if you want a little bit more details in sketching, definitely the first one. And if you are more a little bit into watercolors, second one will be just enough for you. Again, as I said, it is from a beginning till the end, sketching process and finishing with painting process. For the third one, I tried the illustrated portrait in watercolors. This one is slightly different because it also includes the sketching part, the painting part with watercolors, but Anna use also a little bit more of the different mediums, some pencils, some colored pencils and pencils, and then some digital tuning to your finished piece. So her class is also quite interesting, and if you are going to choose maybe just one class and you do like a little bit different portraits, this one would be definitely for you. And I also do like how in each of those classes you have assignments after finishing every lesson, and also you have a little bit more sources where to find inspiration for your portraits, where to find a free reference photos, and quite interesting courses. Now to that sweet part for you. You can find awesome Black Friday deals at Domestika, so definitely something to check out. Even if you do not maybe want to go through those three classes, you can definitely find something very, very interesting for yourself because there are many classes in other topics also there. And if you use the link in the description and also all the guides mentioned in the description, you can get even 10% more. That's a courtesy from me and Domestika. So I do love this coming up holidays and all that. So, you know, I'm just catching up with all the sweet deals for you. And I do believe you can get an awesome deal by going there, just checking out the classes, these courses that I'm mentioning in this video, or just any course you would like, and get a nice discount on top of the Black Friday deals. So without the further ado, let's just jump into the painting. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this will not be a really tutorial, it's just a painting process, me following those courses, and I did mesh together all the tips and put it into one project, but you can definitely use each course to make a complete project. The first one, as I said, if you want to make sure you do a little bit more detailed sketch, and the second and the third one to make your painting and make your watercolor painting. While the portraits from Sol were a little bit more realistic, tiny bit more, with the colors used and color palette used. So again, I said each of those courses is quite different and has a little bit something different to them, a little bit new and a little bit different approach to them. So in a bundle of all three of them, they are just amazing and very, very good way to start with your portraits, to get the idea, to learn some basics about the portraits. So I would recommend using all three of them. I went through all three of them, but just depending on what you want. If you want a little bit more whimsical, definitely Anya's class course is for you. If you want a little bit more realistic, but not really quite and fully realistic, this one, then the one that Sol does would be great for you. But if you want to improve on your sketching and get some tips and some basics into sketching portraits, then I do recommend taking a course from Gabriela. So as I said, I took all three of them, I meshed them together. I did not use the reference photo that from any of them. I just used my own reference photo. This is a portrait I wanted to paint for a long time. I just didn't have the idea how to approach it. So going through all those courses, I got an idea, and I did use a little bit more of the sketching, detailed sketching in the hair, something that I saw from Sol and also something that I saw from Gabriela, and a little bit more with the face and adding those touches, finishing touches from Anya. So I combined all three of those courses. But if you are a beginner, I do not recommend that. I really do recommend that you just use one course at the time, just follow it from the beginning to the end, then move on to the second course and the third course, and when you finish with all three of them, you can just then combine it and try to make your own project, try to make that portrait your own. Even I would love to do a little bit more details, sketches like Gabriela does, and do a watercolor on top of them. Just a slight and light watercolor, try that. I do believe that would also be awesome and great. And what I do love about all of them is that they're using pencils, graphite pencils on top of their watercolors, and that's something completely new to me. I never saw anyone using a graphite pencil. I saw people using colored pencils and using watercolor or oil pastels, but not really pencils, just the graphite pencils. And that was just an awesome idea for me. So that's something that I will definitely incorporate later on in my painting process, portrait painting process. And I do really want to go a little bit further with my portraits. So I do love those courses, and I'm sure I'm going to watch it a few times, and I'm going to use tips. Every time you watch a course, you will get a new tip, and just notice a new tip, because that's normal. You can't go through one course one time and just get everything. It's normal to go through it for a few times and just to catch up on all the details and catch up on all the techniques used, and that is definitely something I recommend. As you can see right now at the end, I did do a little bit more of the digital work, and with that I finished with this project. So I will just leave you to watch a little bit more of that process. And with this, don't forget Black Friday on Domestika. Just check out the links and try to find something for yourself. Great deal, plus 10% discount. I really do believe that's an awesome deal. Those courses are definitely worth the money. And guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please hit the like button. If you haven't still, please do subscribe to my channel. That would be really awesome. I am preparing a little bit more of those nice deals for you until Christmas. So definitely something you might want to join in and just keep on track with. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye.